Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Beth, the Red Cross Stitcher. I am also Red Cross Stitcher on Instagram if you would like to follow me there as well. Today is Wednesday, July the 3rd, 2024. I have a lot to share with you all today, so pull up a chair here in my studio and let's get started. So first and foremost, if you like the content that I provide, would you please like and comment and share my video and subscribe to my channel? I would appreciate that so very much. Thank you. So it is good to be back. It has been a long time, or it feels like it's been forever. I did release a tutorial on how to make a project bag that is bound with binding like you do a quilt. So if you haven't seen that, go check that video out as well. But it's been probably a month and a half since I filmed a Flosstube. We have been vacationing. I think I mentioned it on my last Flosstube. We were headed out west. So we were there almost 2 weeks. We did the Grand Canyon, Zion, Yellowstone, the Grand Tetons, and Jackson Hole, Wyoming. We went to Salt Lake City as well. So we did flew in to Flagstaff and ended up renting a vehicle there and then working our way down to up to Jackson Hole, I should say, up and around, and then ended up flying home from Jackson Hole. And then when we got home, we have been to the beach 2 or 3 times, maybe twice, and getting ready to leave again today. So we come home, we're home for just a few days, we leave, come back, leave. So it's just been a busy time, as I'm sure it is with everybody, trying to get some vacation plans in the summer. Even though we don't have anybody at home, it's just a time of the year I know everybody wants to go off and do some vacationing. So we've been doing that. So I apologize that it has been this long that I have waited to do a video. But I have got a lot to show you. So let's go ahead and look at what have I been working on. I didn't have as much stitching time on my trip that I wanted to have when we went to out west, but I did get a little bit in between, and when we've been at the beach, I've got a little bit done. So I've got 3 new starts, no, 4 new starts, 2 fully finished, no, strike that. I have 4 new starts, 2 finished, nothing fully finished. I had intended to do it and just had not. So the first thing I did was Country Cottage Needleworks Every Heart. And I did this on a hand-dyed 28 count even weave, and I did not use necessarily the called for colors. I did mix my colors up and used some overdyed as well as DMC, and that is my finish. Now what I did not do, let me get the chart back. Up at the top, I did not put those, or at the bottom, those flowers and around, I think there's just 2. Oh, and then on the ends. I did not do that part of it. I just did the vine. So that is my finish. I think that I am just going to turn this one into, let me hold, so you can see the modeling. I put a little bit of blue and gray in it. I think I might turn that into a pillow. I doubt I frame it, but I'm not positive. So I'll have to think about what I'm going to do for that. And I've had it done. I started that one while we were out west. I want to say I started that one on Memorial. So I've had it finished. I finished it, I don't even know. I think I finished that one a little later, but still didn't fully finish this one. I also started this one on vacation, and I could have fully finished this one. This one was finished before we got back, but I just didn't do it. I just kept moving on. I did the Patriotic Tiny Town from Heart in Hand. And I did use the called for floss, and the piece that I'm doing, I don't know, I have it still on here somewhere. I did it on 18 count Salt Rock by Color and Cotton. I'll hold it this way. And there is my finish. I am going to turn this one into a drum. I made a drum out of the Big Hearted Tiny Town, I believe was the name of it. And I made a drum. Now, I made that drum taller and left more of the fabric showing at the top and the bottom. This one, I think I'm going to make a small one and do it smaller. So I will be turning that one into a drum. It would just have to be displayed next year, because I'll take some of my patriotic stuff down probably the end of the month. Maybe I'll go ahead and get it done when we get back from vacation and get it put away. This next one, I wanted to show you the bag. This is the bag that we made in the tutorial. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out. But we made the taller version with the binding on the sides. I started All Joys for Thine by Blackbird Designs. This is one that was in my plans for 2024. When the two previous, the Country Cottage Needleworks and the Heart in Hand, that was not part of my 2024 plans. But I wanted to start them since we were going to be going on vacation. And I wanted something easy that I didn't have to have my light or anything like that. So I chose that one. But this one was part of my plans. So I pulled this one out and just got a meager start on it. But I am doing this one in the called for colors, it looks like. The called for floss. And put my chart back so I don't lose it. I am doing this one on 36 count L by Picture This Plus. Now, if you watched some of my other videos, you know that I had started a Blackbird design on, I want to say it was Heritage by Picture This Plus, 36 count, and just couldn't get my needle through the holes. It wasn't that that I couldn't see the holes. It was just almost like the holes were not fully perforated. And I'm assuming through the dyeing process, it did that. But this 36 count Picture This Plus, I didn't have a problem with it. So I don't know why it did that on one and not the other. But I just started the border, getting in the bones of the border. So, just a small start, but I did start that. And that one I'm enjoying, I really am. So then I thought, well, let me pull out and work on a project that I've started but haven't touched. And I thought, you know, let's just mix it up. I've done some patriotic, started a Christmas one. So I pulled back out Leaves of Autumn by Primrose Cottage. Now, I changed all the colors because the colors for all of this was color and cotton. I don't have very many color and cotton pieces. So I did a conversion of DMC, let me pull them out, DMC and some overdyed. So those are my colors that I chose. And this is my progress. So I'd finished working on the tree and the words. The house was already done. This house was done. Part of the tree was done. So I finished filling in the flowers and then did the words and the bird. So got that one going again. And then I had an appointment that I needed to go to, and I thought, okay, let me, again, have something easy that I can see. No, actually it wasn't. I took it to an appointment after, but this one actually, I started at Stitch Groove last Thursday. My light wasn't charged for my Halo Go, and you're not close to a plug-in. So I decided, let me get something again that I can see easy without a light. I am doing Honeybee Quaker by Primrose Cottage. And this was a new start, and I am not, let's see, I'm using the called for colors, but not the called for fabric. I'm doing this on a 28 count white linen. And that's where I am. I am doing 2/2 on this one. Started that one, and then I kind of felt bad. I'm like, oh, I should have pulled from my 2024 plans. But when I quickly just gazed through as to seeing what was left, a lot of them were bigger projects, not something smaller and easier to see. So I ended up not doing that and pulled something that I know that was easy for me to see. The next one I was doing with my good friend Diane, who is Be a Blessing Stitcher on YouTube. She has her own YouTube channel. And this was a Sal. And I want to say we did Proverbs, Mother's Day Sal. Proverbs 31 Mother's Day Sal. I'll list it in the description. I cannot remember what our Sal name was, which is a stitch along. But I have mine pretty much completed except the words. So, Proverbs 31 by Plum Street Samplers. Love it. Now, the only pieces so far that I have not done, so if you look, you can see like these little doodads, what I call them, around some of the flowers, and they are here as well. Those I have not done. And first of all, I don't like a lot of that. I know some of it it's fills in some space, and if I need to fill it in for space, that's one thing. But I would prefer to do initials or something like that in that space, and I think that's what I'm going to do, is do the first letter of my name, my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, kind of go down the generational lineage. But here is my start, or almost finish. Let's see, where are we? So the Proverbs 31, I did do, that is over 1. And then, of course, all the wording up here is over 1. But that is where I am. So I will finish up, well, I have the letter S. That's the only thing. I am not a fast stitcher anyway. I stitch in hand, but I'm not real fast. And I think a lot of it is I'm watching TV or I'm doing something else, and I get distracted, and then I'm like, oh, well, let me stitch a little more. But on the over 1, it takes me a little while. And I actually did put this in a Q-snap to do the over 1, because I like to do a full cross. And I am doing this one on Moonstone, 36 count Moonstone, with the called for floss. So, again, very pretty. So there, even though Diane has finished hers, I think, I'm not done completely. Join us. Again, I will list the Sal information in the description below, so you can see that. My next one is Charlotte Frost. I was hoping I could have had this done, but I haven't. I've made progress, but it's not done. So, Charlotte Frost 1846 by the Scarlet House. Now, on this one, I misspoke last time. I said the only over 1 was the verse. It is not. Those little swans are over 1. Now, I am not sure if I'm going to do those swans. I don't know. I don't know if I like that with the black around it for the back stitching. I know it's probably there to make it pop on the fabric because you can't see that color. I am using the called for fabric and the called for DMC conversion, with the exception of the red. I am using the NPI that it's called for. But I don't know. I'm not sure about that swan. I don't know. I may end up putting initials there instead of the swan. I haven't decided. I haven't fully decided. But look at that, you all. This, I love, love, love this. Now, I have all 6 sheep done, so I can just fill in my grass. I finished the sheep last night. I have the deer from here to do. I still have the deer, and there is another butterfly on this side that still needs to be done, and then the words. So I'm very close. Very close. It won't take long for the deer. That butterfly, though, did take a while because there, I don't know if you can see, there are so many color changes to that butterfly. So that is where I am. I am actually, if you have watched me for any time, you know that I put my family's name on any sampler. Instead of when it's a reproduction, I don't put the reproduction name. I won't say Charlotte Frost. So I am going to do the verse, and I am going to have this be as just for honoring my mother. I want to put her full name, maiden name, full name, and her birth date. So that's what I am going to do on that one. So I love it. I love the colors. I pretty much love everything about this. And I'll say the house is offset like that. That is the way that Charlotte stitched it. It's not even. So I've done that. And then I had another new start. And this is from Tiny Modernist, the Nutcracker Tree. I like that one. My friend Debbie gave me this chart. She mailed this to me, and I immediately probably had it kitted, but I wanted to go ahead and get it started as well. And I am doing this one on 28 count, I should have looked, light blue even weave. This is not ironed. So I have a small start, and I am using 2/2. So I like that one, and I will continue to work on that a little bit. Now, what my goal or my intent is to, and I've said this the last few times, I want to get Charlotte Frost. That's like my top priority. I want to get Charlotte Frost done, and I am this close on the Plum Street sampler, Proverbs 31. I want to get those two finished. I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish Charlotte Frost. Maybe another week or two, because that's a lot of fill-in for the grass. I do know that. The Proverbs 31, maybe not as long. It is slow stitching because of being 1/1 with the wording or the verse. So I'm not sure how long that will, maybe give me 2 days, 3 days maybe for that, and I'll have that done. But those are my utmost priority. Those are the two that I want to get knocked out. I do want to start a couple of things this month for Christmas. I've already got the Nutcracker going. I've got All Joys for Thine going. And I do want to start Christmas Rules by Primrose Cottage. That also was in my plans. I had pulled 12 kits and charts to do for 2024. And, you know, I should have counted to see how many I have left. But I do want to pull that one and get that one started. My next floss tube hopefully will be in 2 weeks. I want to do a mid-year whip parade, and I have made some decisions. I am going to donate or do something with at least 1 or 2 of my whips that I've chose that I know that I don't want to go back to and don't want to finish. Excuse me. So I'll get that hopefully filmed in about 2 weeks. That's my goal, is to have that and do a whip parade so you can see what I've started. Again, I don't want to get so many going that I feel so overwhelmed, but at the same time, I want to have a good variety of stuff. If I want to go ahead and work on the fall pieces or the Christmas pieces, I can, and not feel like, well, I've already got a patriotic going, I need to finish that. No, I can put that one back on the back burner and see. My goal is, though, to keep my whips below 25, preferably 20, but I want to work on not necessarily the oldest pieces, because I think what I'm going to do on some of my, at least one older one, is to probably donate that and let somebody else finish it. But I do want to finish what I've started if I've decided to keep them. I really want to continue to work those in some sort of a rotation, however I choose to do it, but and get some of this stuff done. But I'm pleased with my progress. I'm pleased that I am actually finishing things. I'm checking them off and they're done. And those pieces that I showed you today, those are the only pieces I have that are not fully finished. So I do try when I finish them not to necessarily put them away for very long, but to go ahead and fully finish them. So I'll get those knocked out in the next little bit as well and get those fully finished. So my plans, besides Charlotte Frost and Plum Street, I've got a birthday coming up in July, this month, July 26th. And my friend Diane asked me what I was going to do for my birthday sampler, or for my birthday stitch. And, you know, I thought maybe I would choose one of the Blackbird pieces, and then decided not to do the one I thought I was going to do. And instead, I have shown you all this before because I had started it and realized that I was going to have to restart it because the fabric was not evenly cut from whomever cut it and serged it when I purchased it. And my fault, I didn't measure that to see if that was going to fit. And it just was too close of a margin. So I had decided to stop and restart. So I'm going to choose this as my birthday start. So if you haven't already stitched it and you want to stitch it with me, I would love that. I am going to stitch Rejoice Evermore by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. I loved this when I first saw it. The colors just are stunning. I love this one. And it was not a bad stitch because I had already stitched, you know, like the first portion of this over here on. I start in the right hand corner, so I had most of this done. So I'm going to be starting that on July 26th. I am going to use the called for colors. And I am stitching this on Vanilla Cream by Rogue Fabric. This is 32 count. I did buy a fat half, so I know that I will have plenty. This does not have any modeling to it, which is fine. And I can't even remember what I was stitching mine on. I want to say it was a seraphim. Let me show you. I put some of my extra, I think, floss on there. Well, maybe not, maybe. But that'll be what I'm going to do for my birthday. So if you want to join along with Diane and I, please join with us. But that's what I'm going to do. So I will start this July 26th. I plan to start the Christmas rules sometime this month, knowing that I won't get it done, but I want to go ahead and get it started. And what else? Those are probably my biggest plans. Then I want to go through my projects that I'm working on, sort them again, donate, get rid of whatever I'm going to do to the ones that I've fully decided I don't want to move forward with anymore, so I will do that. And go ahead and count how many I have, and then kind of work out a plan how I'm going to continue to tackle those. Then I'm going to go through my plans for 2024, see how many pieces are left, and then kind of schedule those, maybe do a new start a month between now and the end of the year, however that works out. So I'll do that. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you, I have a finish on my Afghan blanket that I had shown you all that I had made. This is by the Wool Thread Paint. Wool Thread Paint, I believe is the name. This is the Gem blanket, G-E-M blanket. And this is a little hard to show you, I know, but I did get, I'd had all the granny squares done. I'd finished up the rounds after these were attached, these granny squares. I finished the rounds, then I had these already made. I just had to attach these, and these were attached in the same way throughout the entire instructions. When you go to attach the granny squares, you do it in a continuous join. So I learned how to do that. That was fun. So all that is done. I know it's so hard to show. Now, the only thing that I did not do, I just had used several colors of Yarn Bee and Bernay and got the same weight, so they had that same texture and feel. They were so much cotton and so much, I think it was acrylic. But on the very end, after you attach the last granny squares, you did so many rounds of the clusters, and then you came up and did a few rounds of either a treble or a double crochet. The last stitch was supposed to be, I think she called it a crab stitch. I didn't really care for that look, so I just single crocheted mine on the very end, all the way around. So I love it. I love this blanket. So what I'm going to do, I think I'd mentioned it before, I want to make this in red, white, and blue and do a patriotic one. And so I'm not sure yet how I'm going to do it. If all the ones that are here, these are all going to be the same, in the same order. Like if this is red, white, blue, and then I'm going to use the white definitely to do all my continuous join and the final round around that, each square. and then make those different. And then I don't know if I'll go blue, red, white, or how I'll do that. And then the ones in the middle. So I'm not sure how I'll lay it out yet, but I think that's what I want to do. So I was very pleased to have that done. And what I like about that crochet Afghan is they're granny squares. So you can make so many up at a time, and that's how I did mine. I did each section at a time. So the first section you made 9, I made my 9. Then you did join those, did your rounds. The next group I think was 32. I did all 32 and then went to the next round. That's how I did it. And so it's easy to sit and watch TV and just crochet a granny square and put them down. So looking forward to that next one. I am pulling back out this quilt that I showed you probably in one of my first or second videos, and just because of it being July 4th tomorrow, I wanted to show you that blanket, and it is called Summer Picnic Quilt. And this one is out of the Summer Memories book by Susan Aki. So I made mine using mostly Minnick & Simpson fabric. And most of it came from Belle Isle or there's another one in there. It's another Minnick & Simpson. I can't think of the name right off. It was an older line, maybe Harbor Springs, but there were 2 different ones that I had mixed. And I love that quilt. I think that is so very pretty. But wanted to show that again because of the 4th. And the last thing I want to show you is my shirt. And let me move. So this is my mannequin Ada, named after my grandmother, ADA, Ada. I know my accent sometimes doesn't, what I say maybe isn't what you're hearing. Ada, not like Ada fabric, but ADA. But this is a top from a pattern from Ellie and Mac. It is called the Discoverer Tee. And I love this lemon fabric. Let me move her closer. The lemon stripe fabric, and it is a this is double brush poly, and a black, it actually may be cotton jersey, and just a solid black probably cotton jersey or double brush poly. And I used the same fabric in the body as I did on the neck. It's kind of got a little scoop to the top, the way that it is sewn in. This one has multiple short sleeve, long sleeves, I think 3/4 inch sleeves, so there's a lot of variation. If you didn't want to color block it, you could just have it all as one. You wouldn't have to color block if you didn't want to. But I like the lemons. I thought that was really pretty and wanted to just give it a pop of that black. So that is my garment. And my haul is very limited. I did not buy, I don't think I've bought any cross stitch. I'm trying to think. I could have, because it's been a little bit, but the only thing that I can remember that I've bought when we were on vacation out west the way that we traveled, I didn't go to the attic, wasn't that far from the attic when we flew in to Phoenix, but we didn't have much of a layover over at all. We flew them from Phoenix to Flagstaff. And when we started our drive up through Utah and Idaho and Wyoming and Montana, it just didn't work out to go to Shepherd's Bush, or there was another one that we could have potentially gone to. We were either traveling on Memorial, or it was Sunday, or it just didn't work out. But in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, there was a yarn shop, and I was like, ooh, let me go in. It was called Knit on Pearl, and it used to be on Pearl Street, Pearl, but they had moved and kept the name Knit on Pearl. So I bought 2 skeins of this yarn to make socks. I think I've told you all I've wanted to learn how to knit a pair of socks, and you see I have started and have not gotten any further. My friend Denise at our stitch group knits socks, and she was showing me how and teaching me. So I am going to do my best to learn how to knit a pair of socks. So that's all that I think that I have. It seems like I'm missing something. I know it's been a while. I'm probably out of sorts with everything. But thank you all again so very much for spending time with me. I appreciate it so much. You all have been such a big blessing to me, and I appreciate all your lovely comments and everything that you all, whether you've sent me something, you've commented on my post, you're still praying for my son and his family, my son who is deployed. I thank you for that. I do. You all are just the best group of people ever, so thank you. Last thing I'll close with is who I've been watching here lately, and so go through some of those. So I've watched Floss Boss and Cousins, Christy and Callie. I have watched Jeannie. I've started theirs, and Luann Loose Threads Stitchers. I have watched, who else have I met? Oh, Brenda and Laura. I did watch Carol Saltbox Stitcher's latest. Sable Stitchers, Roberta and Lenny. I've seen theirs. Made by Michelle McGraw. I've seen Michelle's. So go check them out. Also check out, again, Diane Be a Blessing Stitcher. And I appreciate it that you all just, again, your love and support of my channel, your encouragement. I appreciate you. Oh, I've watched Sarah too, Sarah Stitchy Spot. She's always just so precious, so very precious to watch. Just that's some good comfort video to watch, like TV. That's what I consider pretty much the TV we watch, is either I'll watch a Flosstube or quilting, or I'm into cooking. Oh, I have been doing some canning, you all. I have gotten green beans put up. I have made blueberry lemon jam, strawberry jam. I have canned up chicken, beans. What else have I done? Vegetable beef stew. I have really been working hard on canning right now, just because of the time of year. I pretty much can all year round, but specifically more seasonal things like the green beans and things. So I've been doing that. So a lot of my time has been taken up with canning as well. But thank you all for spending the time with me. I hope you have the absolute best day tomorrow, celebrating the 4th if you are here in the United States. Enjoy that. I am so thankful for the men and women who serve our country or who have served in the past, their families, so we are free and an independent country. I am so very thankful for that. And just remember and reflect upon that as you all celebrate tomorrow. And I hope to be back again with you in 2 weeks. So you all have a wonderful 4th. See you soon. Bye.